5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's about to get dirty in here. Heavy. Wow.
That
joke live.
You deliver. I'm all looking at you. Laying out the question.
I love it.
Put the thought around me. I'm coming from the
Side.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another Friday night edition of the Electric Circus radio show right here at metalmessiahradio.com. And we got an interview tonight with the band out of Atlanta, Georgia. We got a band called Don't Shoot the Messenger. They got an EP soon to be out, March the 15th, 2020. Welcome to the Electric Circus radio show right here at metalmessiahradio.com. Guys, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Hey, thanks,
So tell us about the upcoming EP that you're going to release on March the 15th called Dark Sleep. Please tell us about the upcoming EP, guys.
You can take it, Eric.
Well, this EP is a little more, because we kind of have some ideas that we're kind of throwing up in the air, but this EP is a little more about more of depression and how to get out of it. There's a couple of songs that are more personal than others, but I think as we sat, because I joined a little bit later in the band, because they were already pretty much established before I even joined, and I think they were ready to finally release something new, so we're kind of very excited about this one because it'll be the first thing that's, newer and not just singles, and people can get a physical copy and everything else. So it's a lot of fun, and I think everyone will really like this one just because it's a little bit darker, but not as dark as sludgy deathcore, I guess. Right. But I think people will really enjoy it.
Please explain your creative process on making the EP. How long did it take you guys to make it happen and develop the songs? What was that like?
That's a better question for Jeremiah, I think.
Yeah, me and Jaron were really the main ones that wrote the music for it. Lyric-wise, that would definitely be Eric, because we had a complete overhaul on a couple of things. But it's been a few-year process with some of these songs. We've been working on multiple projects, multiple songs, but we picked these 5 songs, and we thought they were the strongest, and it would really get us out there to, like Eric said, get us to have something out that's a little bit different and isn't just, a little bit, I don't want to say generic, but I just think it's a little bit more unique than more of the heavier stuff you hear nowadays.
Right. So, back in 2009, we also had the two brothers, Jeremiah and Jaron, on the show when you was in the band with your father, J0KeR. What have you been doing all these years since you had J0KeR?
Well, like I said, we work with multiple guys around our area. It's been a slow going process. It's been more of these, play a few shows and nothing really else comes out of it. And that could be from, band members having their personal issues or whatever, but just things wasn't working out for the longest time. And we finally got a good break about 2 years ago when we met Jessie. We met him one summer. I actually met him buying some music equipment from him. And ever since we've met, and we've hit it off ever since. I mean, it's been about 2 years since we met him now, and it's been a real treat. He's really committed. I could call him up most of the time and it's no issue getting any guys of these guys on the line. We communicate, and I think that's what's driving this band right now is our communication and how well we work with each other. I would agree with that.
Right.
I agree with that too.
Very cool. Who did the cover art on the new EP coming out, Dark Sleep?
That was a collaborative effort because Jessie actually found that picture. We had like 3 or 4 that we were going to do, and 2 of them we had found out that we would have to pay for, and it was copyrighted art. And I was like, well, I don't think we can get them on the phone. So we found one that was like free to use, and I just I typed it in. I was just like Dark Sleep picture, and then that one came up, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I messaged the guy and was like, hey, do you care if we edit this? He said no. He was like, I don't care, you can use it. So we used that, and then that logo, the cursive logo, I designed as well. So it just kind of took some time for me to kind of put everything in the right spot, and then
cool.
I think it turned out very well from something that I kind of just made off the fly, and they seemed to like it, and I was like, all right, well, let's go with that.
Please tell us about some of your musical influences that made you want to do the metal subgenre of metalcore.
We'll start Jessie out on that one.
Yeah.
All right. I'd say a lot of our influence comes from like old school Parkway Drive. August Burns Red's a very, very big influence for me. I was more into like the Christian metalcore scene, like with For Today and With Blood Comes Cleansing, bands like that. But pretty much just in general, like Parkway Drive or stuff that sounds like that.
Cool. Please tell us who you guys have opened for and did shows with in the local area of Georgia, and what was it like, being sharing the stage in the local area with other bands.
Well, we've opened up for a few bigger acts, like touring packages. Let's see. Later this summer, we opened up for a band called Weeping Wound. They are based out of Florida, and they're on a pretty good size label right now. With it's called Stay Sick. It's actually the vocalist for Attila that's based out of Atlanta. It's his own label, and it was a really fun show. We actually had some hiccups getting up there, but once we got up there and played, it turned out for the best. Also, recently we just opened up for it's a really big touring act, Upon a Burning Body. And if I'm not mistaken, they're based out of Texas. So, we're getting some really good opening acts right now, as well as some good mid card stuff for locals, for local shows. But right now, the one that's coming up is at Furnace 41 when our EP comes out. It'll be a Revenant and somewhere to call home, and they fit our genre very well, and I think it's gonna be a really good show, really good turnout.
How has the fans reacted to you when you do live shows? And tell us what kind of Don't Shoot the Messenger shows do they get?
Yeah, Jay's gonna get this one. Well, we get a really good response most of the time. We always have people coming up to us afterwards, if they like, a certain line in the song or a certain breakdown, that they might just want to buy a drink for us and, just talk about our day, We try to connect to our fans on a personal level, and we try to stay on that level because we're all people, I really don't like when I go see a band and they act like they're higher than you, especially when you're playing the same venue and you're on the same level as them. But overall, yeah, at a really big show, there could be mosh pits. But it's all fun. Everyone helps each other up. It's just it's very positive for the most part.
What venue is your favorite that you guys have played at so far?
Favorite venue? I'm sorry, you broke of.
What is your favorite venue that you guys have performed at before that stands out the most to you at this moment?
Probably Furnace 41, just because it's more of a because the Masquerade is great, and pretty much any venue that we've played, we've really liked being there, and right. It's always fun to get shows. And I mean, we've played shows that are kind of in the middle of nowhere or whatever, but Furnace is just kind of it's almost like it's home, kind of, because we Jeremiah and Jaron have known Bo for a little bit. That's the guy who runs it. So they've known him for a little bit, so we already kind of had an established place with him. And he gets, pretty big bands to come through, and he always takes care of the bands. Like, there's always food. I mean, there's an open bar and stuff if you want to come in. And, he takes care of the people who run merch and everything. He makes sure that everybody is taken care of. And I think that is always one of our best venues, because there's two different stages too, which is always nice, because for the smaller shows he'll go to the smaller stage, but for the bigger shows he'll have everybody kind of up on a pedestal a little bit, so it makes you just feel welcome at Furnace.
Awesome. Have you guys approached record labels, and what's the process like trying to get with a label? How hard is that?
Well, I'll say this. We tried to in the past when we were first starting out, and to be honest with you, at this point, it just seems like a pay-to-play type deal, and we already have to pay for our equipment, our recording time, our vehicles to get us back and forth. It doesn't really it doesn't seem it's going to benefit us at all. The DIY method is definitely the better option for us right now, considering that we're over a year in, but it's just not really appealing right now, to be honest with you. But that's just my opinion.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I'll kind of add to that a little bit too. I think it's more of I think just because the DIY itself is a little bit easier to kind of, because we can put our own CDs, we can do our own music, we can kind of do exactly what we want to do. Now, as right now sits, I don't think it would be necessary for us to have a label right now, but later in the future, probably to get on something small, then hopefully jump to something bigger. But as of right now, we don't really think it's necessary.
Okay, starting with Jaron, let's talk about his drums. Then each one of you's instrument that you play, and the company and the brand you use, and what's the favorite brand you like? Like Jaron with your drum kit. What company?
Well, honestly, it's probably it's pretty much the same, just like last time. I've always been a Tama fan and a Sagan fan, and it's just what I like, man. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it,
Right.
So.
And Jessie, what about your bass guitar? Who is the manufacturer of your guitar, and why do you like that certain kind of bass?
As of right now, I play an Ibanez Prestige. I've always been a fan of Ibanez ever since I started playing when I was like 14, 15. They just have really fast necks, very easy playability. I buy, sell, and trade music gear, so I come across a lot of different basses a lot of the time. I've played jazz basses, I've played Ernie Ball, Music Man's, all that, but Ibanez seems to be the one that I keep going back to. As far as amps go, I really like Mesa Boogie stuff. Currently, I'm using a Dark Glass Alpha Omega head. Mm-hmm. I really like their pedals and just their whole company in general. I use a lot of their gear. And, it just does the job. I use an Ampeg 810. That's pretty much like the foundation for a good heavy metal bass tone. And, that's pretty much it.
All right, Jeremiah, tell us about your guitar and why you love that brand of guitar and why you love playing that guitar.
Okay. Right now, I'm actually playing a Sterling made by Music Man. It's a JP70 John Petrucci signature. I really enjoy it. It's probably been one of my favorite, if not my favorite, guitars I've ever owned. It's just it just plays well, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. I can always come in here and play it. I don't have to tune it every 3 minutes. It's got a really good setup, and it's got locking tuners on it.
Awesome.
I was playing Legator guitars last year, and I really do enjoy them too. But I was just taking a different route. I just happened to get another guitar, so I just went in that direction with the guitars mainly. And also we play 7 strings. The bass is 5.
Awesome. Okay, but, Eric, tell us about your mic and equipment or tools that you use with your vocals.
For me personally, I've always liked Shure, just like the SM58, like the standard microphone, because they're about $60 and they last a long time. But honestly, for me, it's usually whatever the venue has, because the Shure SM58 is usually the standard for a venue, just because they work for so long. Right. So I really prefer those. For me personally, I really like Sennheiser microphones, but they're about $200 to $300 a piece, and can't really do that right now. But if I had my personal preference, I would love to get Sennheiser and use it, because that's what I use at practice. But as far as like a venue is concerned, it's pretty much whatever they've got. If I have a choice in the matter, I like SM5.
What do you guys do outside the band to support yourself outside the band? Like a daily job to put bread on the table. What do you do?
Okay, go ahead, Jay.
Well, I'm just a welder fabricator, and I've been doing it for about 9 years. I was at my old job for 9 years, but some stuff didn't work out, so I'm actually at another place and that does about the same stuff. And I'm pretty much just doing that, just trying to work on my trade. That's pretty much it on that.
Awesome.
Okay, and I'm just a forklift operator in a warehouse. I've been there for almost 5 years. I've done just about anything you could do in that building, and I just stepped down and went back to our warehouse just so I could focus on music a lot more. And I was working on a night shift for about 3 years, so that was taking a toll, mentally on, trying to get things done. And because to me, on the night shift, I just couldn't get used to it, and I just felt like I was so disoriented, I couldn't handle it. But now I feel really focused, I feel really clear, and it's really exciting. So
awesome. Okay, what advice would you have to give to beginners that want to start a metal band?
Practice.
Yes.
practice.
Yes, practice. Take your time. Don't rush it, because the more you rush, especially getting on stage and trying to get content out, it could be better. And that's what I try to tell a lot of people that talk to me about music is you don't want 17 years to put something out, but you want to spend more than 17 minutes on. So that's what I would really tell them. Go to local shows. Just try to support what you want to be a part of. I mean, that's about the best I could really say about it. And and be nice. It's not a popularity contest.
What is the direction that you will take moving forward on recording more offerings and albums by your band in the future?
I think the main goal for us is just to put out music that we like to play. Of course, we always take input from everybody else of does this sound good? Does this work? And I mean, we take into account any idea that we get, because any type of publicity, it doesn't matter. But I think the main goal is just to kind of broaden what we're doing currently, because there's something that we're going to need as far as to set us apart from every other metal band. And I think we've got a little bit of that, but I don't think we have completely found that yet, which is not a bad thing, because I mean, obviously whatever we're doing is working pretty well. But I think we're trying to broaden our horizon a little bit and I don't think we're completely sure what that is yet, but I think it's going to be a fun process to try and figure that out.
Cool, awesome. Please give us a plug on where the people can buy your EP when it's released, and give a plug on your websites and your Facebook pages and all that good stuff.
Okay. You're definitely going to be able to get it from like iTunes. You're going to be able to stream it from Spotify, also Amazon Music, just about anywhere where you can stream anything except Pandora. I don't really know the issue on that one. We don't have to get into it, but your YouTube, you're pretty much going to be able to get it everywhere, and exclusively for our EP release on March 15th. The physical CDs are going to be out before the digital release is, so that's going to be, kind of an exclusive thing for people to come in and actually get that before you can actually stream it on your phone and all that good stuff.
All right, that sounds good. Tell us about the upcoming shows for you guys next, and why should we be there? What kind of show?
You can take it down, Eric.
Well, the next show we've got is Revenant, Somewhere to Call Home, us, Endless, and I'm missing another band. I'm sorry. Do you remember what other band?
Ridgeview and Downs.
Yes.
But that one should be fun because it's more a local scene plus a touring package, which is always a lot more fun because you can kind of see your friends on stage, and then you can see the national band to kind of compare and contrast a little bit. But that one should be a fun one. Our EP releases that day, and if you want to pick up that copy, it's going to be exclusively there rather than online or anything. So you're not going to you'd be able to listen to the full EP a couple of days before we actually get it onto the streaming platforms. So that might be a selling point for us yet. I'm not sure, but it should be very fun. Because we always, I'd like to say we always bring the house down, but depending. But we hope so because it'll be a Sunday too, so we hope that everybody will come out. So it should be a good one, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun there. Just because this is also our show right after our hiatus because we took a little bit of time off to finish out the EP and kind of figure out everything that we were doing. So we're kind of itching to play another show. So I think this one is going to be a lot more fun than previous ones, just because we're so ready to get back on stage too.
What's the reaction been like in social media, like the Facebook for their official "Don't Shoot the Messenger"? What's the reaction been like anticipating this new EP coming out from for the fans?
Oh, it's been pretty good so far. It seems like the algorithm sometimes on Facebook is kind of hit or miss, but most of the time, we do get very good responses. I've got a lot of people that are already wanting pre-sales for this show, and we haven't even got them officially yet. I don't know. Everybody just they seem really supportive, and that's all I can really ask for.
I think to add to that too, our Facebook has gone absolutely crazy in the past couple of months since we've taken this hiatus. So I think this might have been a thing for us because we had about 850 to 950 likes on Facebook, like right before we took the hiatus, and then we released a single, and then we jumped from 950 to like 1,700. So I mean, wow. We jumped in like a month of like over 1,000. Almost over 1,000 people that like our stuff and are anticipating the EP. So I think we're really excited about how we think this is going to turn out.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Me and Jeremiah talked about it offline. Jeremiah, you wanted to give shout outs to other bands that you're friends with and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of them, well, it was really all the people playing this EP release show with. Let's see, like Hounds. They've been a pretty successful regional band for about 5 years. They've opened up for some really big acts like Parkway Drive and Bad Omens, Suicide Silence. there's this band that me and Jay really like. They're called Prison, and they're from Florida, and yeah, they're doing a really good job right now. They're kicking ass. Also, Ridgeview, they're kind of scattered out like we are, but I know the guys really personally. The drummer actually met me one time at a bigger venue in Atlanta, and it really shocked me because I'm not used to people coming up and recognizing me like that. So it was just really cool when we kicked it off, and I've actually just start helping them get off the ground because, like I was saying earlier, you really have to support each other, and I'm really glad I can be a part of their band by helping them put out music. Also, we have Endless. They're a local band around here, around our area, and they've had some issues. They've been up and down a lot, but I'm really excited to see what they're doing now. They're making a really big turnaround, and all I can do is be happy for them. Also, I can throw in Shot Down South. That's some really good boys to us. They've been supporting us since day one. And Artesta. And these are all Georgia bands that, like I said, we love to support each other, tag each other on Facebook, and, like I said, just be positive. Sometimes it can be really negative with certain people, and, like I said, the popularity contest thing. So, we just like to keep it real and spread love. Yeah, spread the love, man.
All right.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. All right. Thank you guys for being my guest on the show. We would love to have you back for a third time on the show when the next album comes out. Best of luck to you, the guys of Don't Shoot the Messenger, in the future, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule for doing this awesome interview with us here on the Electric Circus Radio Show here at MetalMessiahRadio.com. We're always your metal music messiah. Now, I'm going to play 5 new songs from the EP. We got Dark Sleep, Demon and Ignorance, so we got Fade Away, Here Without Myself, and Deliverance to finish things off in the playlist of the 5 songs from the new EP that's coming out. Please tell us about all 5 individual songs.
Well, this is probably going to be for me. I got the lyrics pulled up a little bit. Dark Sleep is our intro. It's kind of just where I wanted to begin with kind of everything of where I was coming from as far as my depression, and kind of talking about how you never really want to get up whenever you're depressed. You don't. And you just want it to kind of take it all the way, which is a little more, it's more open-ended for other people to understand, but it's kind of where I wanted to start. And then it leads into Demon of Ignorance, which is about one particular person that I will not name, but it's almost a diss track for metal.
Yeah, a little bit.
We kind of had some issues with a certain someone, and he should know who this song's about if he reads the lyrics, word for word, which I'm not going to do. But he knows who we're talking about, and that was kind of our one-off song that didn't really have anything to do with the EP itself. But it's a lot more fun. Probably our heaviest one, I'd probably say, was probably Demon of Ignorance. And then it goes into, I believe, Deliverance, right? Am I right? Am I on the right track?
Fade Away.
Yes, Deliverance.
Then Fade Away is more, I'm sorry?
Deliverance, yes.
Okay. Yeah, Deliverance is more of, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is talking about more of my existence and trying to figure out where I need to go after after I kind of talked about my depression a little bit more. And there's one line in here that says I've become my own worst fear, which is a little more of kind of looking at yourself in the mirror, being like, what are you doing? What's going on? And that one's a little more personal because it just about, kind of doing the mundane things that get you through day to day, because you have to kind of keep yourself busy to not deal with your depression, but you kind of have to figure everything out after that. And then going into Fade Away, that's Fade Away is more about coming out of it, coming out of the depression with kind of just realizing that that's what you're doing, and just kind of trying to raise yourself up a little bit more. And then Here Without Myself is basically, you are more worth it than you think. And that's just kind of where I wanted to end it as far as the EP goes, is you are worth it whether you believe it. Whether you believe that you don't, you are more worth it than you think.
All right, thanks again, everyone, for being the guest on the show, and I'm going to play the 5 new songs on the upcoming Don't Shoot the Messenger EP, Dark Sleep. We're going to start off with the intro. Here is Dark Sleep. Crank it and enjoy.
What's up, all you metalheads? This is Jay.
And this is Jeremiah
from Don't Shoot the Messenger from Atlanta, Georgia.
And you're listening to Joker's Electric Circus Show
on MetalMessiahRadio.com.
So stick around, listen to some tunes,
and keep your eyes peeled for them Soggy Minor boys.
person of vulgarity. Once again, see it myself from the label section. Once again, see it myself.